Hey everybody, KC here. So I was just reading a piece in Texas CEO magazine. Be amazed at things I read about 7-Eleven Inc. CEO Joe DePinto. And it was just a profile, long interview with him and stuff like that. But there were a couple of pieces out of it that I wanted to pull because I just thought they were relevant kinds of things we can all learn from. First of all, he said, I think there are several aspects to my leadership style. I try to be very approachable and accessible. I spend a lot of my time in our stores talking to our operators about what's working and what needs to be improved. They're the ones who are closest to our customers and understand best how our customers' needs are changing. Really, really important, right? Be on the front lines. He says, I'm also a big believer in situational leadership. Do I need to be more hands-on and deeply engaged in a specific situation or step back and let the team deal with it? As a leader, you need to understand the environment and the people you're engaged with and tailor your approach to each situation. It's really, really important, right? You got to empower your employees so whenever possible, they can deal with situations. Love this. Another piece of advice that I picked up and find myself saying all the time is the price of leadership is criticism. You're not always going to make everybody happy all of the time with all the decisions you make. How people respond is up to them. That's the price of leadership. I think that's really important. Being able to accept criticism because you know it's going to come. That's part of being the CEO. A main goal, he says, is to eliminate silos. People must work together cross-functionally and over-communicate in a volatile and uncertain environment. We work to make sure communication channels are open and communicate as often and as transparently as possible. Now, I'm not sure how good they are at this. I don't have a lot of insight into the 7-Eleven culture, but I'll tell you, I talk to retailers all the time, and it's extraordinary to me how many companies still in this day and age operate in situations where there's an incredible number of silos and people are not talking to each other. There's no excuse for that. I mean, listen, I've started writing about this industry 35 years ago. People were talking about the problem with silos then. You'd think people would have learned. And finally, I love this. He's actually a West Point graduate, served in the Army. And he said there's a cadet prayer at West Point that he always keeps in mind. And that prayer part of the prayer is, make us choose the harder right instead of the easier wrong. I'm going to repeat that because I think it's really good. Make us choose the harder right instead of the easier wrong. Words to live by. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.